brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five. Brothers.
What up, and welcome to another episode of Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Derek Williams, also known as DWill, the coach, and I'm here with my big brother, Brian Williams, a.k.a. Coach Chill. Will, what up, Chill?
What's good? Everybody good?
Man, everybody's great, man, and we got a good one for him this morning, B.
Yes, sir.
Hey, this is a good Saturday morning.
Hey, man, awesome.
Awesome. You know, we usually in the gym doing some basketball type stuff, but you know, we crossing over, man, so we are here on the mic, man, and right now, on with us, we have assistant coach from Belmont University, Coach Kerron Johnson. And we're going to bring him in real soon, man. But chill, man. This series keep growing, right?
Hey, man, it's levels to this.
It's levels to this.
Indeed.
You know, like you say, people got to have to catch up.
Yeah, boy.
They're going to have to catch up, man, because we got a good conversation for y'all, man. And, man, just listen. If you are a high school hooper, high school parent, handler, AAU coach, tap in, man, because this guy's he's one of the guys that everybody always wants to get in contact with.
Yeah.
How can I get to the level that he's on?
Yeah.
And since we got him here, man, we're going to let him tell his story, man. And then after that, man, we're going to jump into some basketball talk.
Hey, man, I'm excited, man. Let's get into it.
You ready to knock it out?
Yes, sir.
Man, let's get it, man. All right, on right now, man, we got Coach Kerron Johnson from Belmont University here on the Coach's Corner with the fellas right here on Eyeball Radio and eyeballradio.com. Coach, what's happening with you today? You doing all right?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. I'm happy that we got this finally going, man. We've been trying to set this up for a while, so I'm happy that we're finally doing it.
Hey, man, we appreciate you, man. Like I say, man, him been going back and forth trying to get those dates and times together. Like, that's the life of a D1 coach.
Yeah.
You know, the life of a D1 coach, man, that thing that schedule fluctuates.
Man, those guys out there on the road, man, looking at potential players to get into the program to help them win games.
Right, to win, not only win games, but he got them guys on campus now.
Yeah.
So he on the golf cart while they out there running. You know what I mean? But yeah, Coach, for those who don't know your story, man, kind of give them a background, where you come from, kind of how you got into this game, and you know, what led you to Belmont.
Yeah, man. So I'm from Huntsville, Alabama. Moved there when I was, man, I don't even know, 6, 7, somewhere around there. And then went to Madison Academy, played there, won 3 state championships, went to 4.
Hold, stop.
Yeah, man. Don't just curve
we
that.
We can't gloss over that, right? Hold on. You say you won 3 and went to 4.
Yeah.
So how many years did you play high school basketball?
4.
Come on, man.
Man.
That deserves an air horn, man.
Definitely.
So 3 and 4?
Man, listen, we
Who was your coach? Who was the coach?
Coach Petty was there my freshman year, and then Coach Blackson came in after that.
Hold on, man. You went to 3 of 4. That's sheesh.
Hey, our story in reverse.
We lost
5 straight
regional finals
to try to get there.
Never made it.
Yeah, man. So you guys went.
That's why I had to stop your introduction, bro.
Man,
like,
that's wild.
like that cut my soul pretty deep. But yeah, man. So after that, man, so you went to 3 or 4 at Madison Academy, and where did it lead from there?
Yeah, I mean, after that, I was down to Murray State and Belmont, chose Belmont. Went to the tournament 3 out of 4 years when I was there. Had a great career there. They inducted me into that Hall of Fame 2 years ago now. And then I was overseas for 9 years. And I retired 2 years ago now. So
I'm finna hit B with something, and I guarantee B don't know this. Kerron, what year did you graduate?
09.
I want you to think back, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when we had that's when we were doing the challenge. We had Chicken, all
indeed.
those guys, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the left-hand point guard that you were enamored with from back in that day that went on to play at Belmont? Do you remember?
Man, I'm telling you, it's foggy to me, bro.
I don't know how. Because
honest.
I'm going to tell you, Coach, I remember you, right? Like, I never revealed this to you back when we first started talking, but I remember you, right? I remember your career at Belmont. I remember your career at Madison Academy because at the time, I was coaching here at Montgomery Academy, right? So, you know, we used to go back, who's the real MA, You dig? And we used to say that all the time here, right?
Right.
But I remember I can't remember where we played y'all at, but you gave us like 35, right? Gave us like 35. I don't remember what year it was.
Mhm.
But ever since then, I've been going back and forth with my Huntsville people about who's the real MA, and I got some Montgomery Academy shorts on as we speak right now.
Yeah.
But I got to go and give it up, man. The way you drop buckets on us, man, you got that.
Hey, man, that's big time, man. All of that winning.
Coach, I can't believe this dude's memory is foggy. Like,
Coach, I'm listening to the winning, Coach.
That's all he cares
It's
about.
a lot going on with it, man. Like, people don't understand when you're playing basketball at that level,
right?
High school, college,
right?
And then you go play a professional career. Like,
right.
Man, listen, that's storybook.
That's storybook, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coach, let's jump into it, man. Coaching, your coaching life. How'd you get into it? Like you say, you played 9 years overseas. You and this guy got something in common. He played 9 years across that water also. So,
oh, nice.
So, you guys probably got a whole nother conversation you can have that us common folk we can't jump into. We ain't cash too many checks on a professional level over the water. But kind of jump into it, man. What led you to coaching?
I mean, truly, it was more of a calling. I mean, it was something that I guess eventually I kind of figured it was always going to be a natural evolution. That's what everybody was always telling me. Just being a point guard, really always being in that role of having to be a coach on the floor. But I mean, to be honest with you, I came back 2 years ago after my season. Body was a little beat up. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. If I wanted to do it again, my son was getting a little older. You know, he was born during COVID, so that was really tough on him and my wife. We were in rush. We were in rush at the time, at the height of it. So they were on lockdown. So it was just a really tough situation for them all the way around. And when I got back, actually Madison Academy were the first people to call me. So I went up there. I did a tour with them. Got back home, and was just sitting there, and I just was praying about it. And I kid you not, maybe 20 minutes later, my college coach is the one that recruited me. They were looking for a new person on staff and was just checking in. Hey man, how you doing? And is this something you'd be interested in? And I said yes to him. And then 30 minutes later, Casey called me, the head coach called me, and the rest has been history, man. So
wow.
it wasn't something that I planned. You know, I would have loved to keep playing, but just talking with my family and talking with my, just really praying on it. I thought this was an opportunity to give back to the game. And that's all I've been doing ever since, is giving back. I gave enough of my body and everything else, so I can give something else back to the game.
And that's dope, because the cool thing about it is you see me and this guy sitting here with these GYM shirts on, Guard Your Man. That's our nonprofit organization, and that's exactly what it's all about, right? It's helping those guys. It's helping young guys, mentoring young guys from high school to college, and then mentoring those guys who go on to college, who then leave and like, man, what do I do now? Right? Like, what's my next step, man? So that's extraordinary to hear you say that, and to hear that that's your story right now. We get to talk about it on this Saturday morning, man. But let's just jump into it. Since you've been at Belmont, we know a couple of guys that's down there, right? You got one of our Alabama guys, Win Miller, who we evaluated for several years. We watched him get a bunch of buckets over at Vestavia Hills. Kind of talk about it. What does that Belmont squad look like for this upcoming season?
I always tell them, I said, well, if we want to win some more championships, we got to have an Alabama point guard. So we went down there and got one. But no, I mean, we have a really young and talented team. We lost, obviously, Ben Shepherd went first round for us to the Indiana Pacers. We lost our four-man from last year, Drew Freiberg, who was at one point #1 in the country at three-point shooting. We lost a few guys to the portal, obviously. But we managed to maintain a good core. So we got 2 freshmen that are back. They're now sophomores who are all freshmen and newcomer of the year. And then we added a kid from Vanderbilt who has a high ceiling. And then, of course, we got Wynn and our young freshmen who we are really excited about. So I think the big thing for us will just be our youth and those guys growing up together and going through those struggles. They've been through a few wars, but it's nothing like when you're a junior and you're a senior and you've seen it all, and especially nowadays where you got guys that are 25 still in college playing.
Yeah, right.
It helps to have
Right.
a little experience. But we're excited. I mean, no matter what, we always enter every season with, what can we do to be the last man standing? That's always been the mindset of Belmont, and we'll check ball in here in a few months, and we'll see what happens.
There it is.
Coach, that's big time, man. Just listening to you talking about recruiting and some of the guys that you were able to keep in the core, just kind of speak to some of those young players and, just the general audience out here about how recruiting landscape has changed since COVID.
I mean, for me, I guess I'm blessed in a way because for me it's become a little professionalized, which I'm kind of used to. I see guys come and go all the time for the past night. I didn't grow up in the culture of you have guys for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So I know how that could be a big change for some people. For me, that's kind of normal. Guys come and go. But I mean, it's definitely changed how you evaluate high school players. For me, I'm all about, I want our players to get paid. I want them to make their money. I want them to have be financially set up, but they got to also understand that comes with a lot of responsibility. People don't pay you for free to do nothing. And it puts a lot of pressure on these incoming guys to get the job done. I mean, you're asking these coaches, and this isn't necessarily the case in our situation, but you want to be a professional and make money. They're going to treat you like professionals, which means you have to get the job done.
Right.
So it's been different. I think everybody's adjusting. Our philosophy hasn't necessarily changed a whole lot. We're still going to recruit high school kids. We love that part of our program, recruiting them, developing them, mentoring them. Now, obviously, the portal helps us if we lose a player, if we lose a good player, if we lose a good young player, we have to go replace him. But I think, and also for these guys, I think it's better just to choose now more than ever. It's more important to choose the right program, even if it's a D2.
Yeah.
Kid from UAH, he's at Auburn because he made the right decision for him at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The kid he played against had every blue blood in the country wanting him. I can't remember the kid's name now. He signed at Memphis.
Okay.
So it's just really important now for you to choose. You're not, back when we were playing, if you went to a D2 or something like that, or a D1 that you didn't like, you were stuck there.
Right.
What you gonna do? But now they have a way to play out of that. They have a way to level up, and I'm happy for them about that. It's just all the other stuff that comes with, that. And people don't.
And Coach, that's our realm. We rest in the high school space, right? Right. Our whole platform is built around giving our high school guys the information in order for them to reach to the next level, right? So, speak on that. How are you recruiting high school kids nowadays? Because it's a lot of misconceptions out there that D1s are no longer recruiting high school kids, or you got to be a top 150 kid to get an actual opportunity. Kind of talk about your mentality and your the way you go about recruiting a high school kid.
Well, I think as a staff, first I will say that I don't think it's unrealistic to say that some college coaches are giving up on the high school. They would rather go in the portal. I mean, that's not unrealistic to say. That's what they do. I mean, would you rather have a 19-year-old, or would you rather have a 22-year-old who you don't have? You know what I'm saying? It's just all about their mentality. So that's not unrealistic to say that people are doing that, because they truly are. Again, as a staff, that's not. Belmont has always kind of been its own person when it comes to stuff like that. We recruit, we really look at the family, we really look at the kid and the actual individual, because you're not just coaching one kid, you're coaching the family. You got to, it's a whole dynamic. It's not just the kid that you're dealing with. So we take our time. We don't really throw out offers that early. Nowadays you could throw out, especially nowadays, you're throwing out 20 offers and saying, hey, the first 6 to take it, get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, or they're not real. Hey, we get this offer. All right.
Offer culture.
The offer culture.
Yeah. Yeah, I call and okay. Well, let me call and commit. Well, we gonna hold off right now. We really want you, but those type of things do happen. And it's
Coach.
not again.
He itching.
Yeah, Coach, please keep your thought. I hope that did not go over parents' head.
I hope it didn't.
In players' head.
Right.
Please understand when they call you and say, hey, we're giving you the offer, we are really interested in you.
Yes.
But like you said, coaches are really holding that close to the vest because it may be a kid who's ready to jump at the offer now, and we're really like,
we like
not
him
right now.
We like him, but I don't think it's the time right now.
Right now.
So I'm gonna say this, Coach, and I know this to be fact because it's something that you said that I also know. Hopefully, people will rewind once they watch this, right? And it is guys out there are not. Universities aren't throwing out offers early, right? You can be very good and not having any opportunities 11th grade, going into your 12th grade year, and it's not that you are the next level player. It's just the way recruiting is in today's landscape.
Right.
Today's landscape of recruiting is we're not going to offer a lot of guys early because of the transfer portal, because we don't know who's leaving or who we might be able to get. And like you just mentioned, 19 and 22. I'm gonna take a guy that's been through 3 years of this, and instead of taking a guy who's fresh out of high school just leaving his parents' house. Right. So I didn't want the parents to or players especially to miss that part because we say it all the time. But now coming from somebody who sits in that chair, I hope it resonates a little different for them, right? So let's I want to expound on that just a little bit. If you see a guy in high school, right, and you see him early, and you seen him on the AAU circuit, you seen him play at his high school, and like I say, these are personal questions for just you, Coach, how you approach that game. Do you put more emphasis on the high school game, or are you putting more emphasis on the AAU game? Because a lot of our players are just confused. A lot of them think their end all be all is AAU, right? And they don't think that college coaches scout high school basketball, right? So kind of talk about how do you weigh those two things against each other?
I mean, it's AAU is important just as far as us seeing you against the top competition.
Sometimes.
But our coaching staff.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. That's true. Sometimes. But it's also very important for us to see you as the man, and most of these kids are the man on their high school teams. It's just that they have a different level of confidence. They're playing a different role. And for us, it's important to see, can you play both roles? We may be looking at you. We may not need you to come here and score 20, but can you do, we may look at you on the AAU circuit and say, man, that guy's a great defender, right? He doesn't get a lot of shot opportunities for whatever. He plays for Team Bill and they have all these, top prospects or whatever. But then we're like, man, we really like this kid as a defender. And then we see your AAU team on your high school team, you're like, oh man, he has the confidence to be a scorer too. That gives us more of a well-rounded picture to see how you are with your teammates around the guys that you've spent most of your formative years with. Like, are you a good leader to these guys? Some of these AAU teams are thrown together or come together in a weekend. You don't spend time with those guys. So we want to see how you are with the teammates that you go to the football games with, that you go hang out with, that we want to see you in that environment too. I think it's very important. And I think a lot of coaches, I know parents don't believe that, but especially our coaching staff, we love to see you with your high school team. It just gives us a well-rounded picture of who you are. When 150 coaches aren't in the gym, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you go back home and you just Joe Smoke, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's very important for us, especially, again, like I emphasize this, we're a school that loves to take high school players. We're always going to do that. We're never going to be a team of just transfers. That's just not what Casey wants. That's just not how we've been successful, and everybody does it different. We talked about, those dudes who are taking those 20, they are good teams.
Right.
Everybody has a different way of doing it. It's just how you choose to do it and what you choose to be a part of. So it's not, if they taking 22-year-olds and winning all the chips, then they ain't doing nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
it's just one of those things. I think it's very important for us though to see you in that space. Because sometimes you don't get a good look at the kids in the AAU game where everybody's jacking.
Yes,
Everybody, we watch those games on Synergy, and some of those games you're like, man, I can't get a good read on this kid.
Mm.
And it's not the kid's fault. It's not the kid's fault. It's just that environment.
Yep.
And so it's just tough, man.
Well, Coach, man, that's good to hear. And one thing that I do hear is, and like you said earlier, it's important that parents and kids don't get discouraged if they're not in a situation where they can say, hey, I'm blessed to receive a bunch of offers and interest from these schools, because you guys are taking longer to evaluate guys that you want to bring into your program. Now, I got a question for the young guys that you do decide to bring into the program, and just for all your guys. How important is it? A lot of times when we talk about recruiting young players, those guys kind of what we call on an emotional roller coaster at times. So being a college coach and you playing the game also at a high level, how do you approach coaching your guys who you may see that may have that struggle going on? What are some of the things that you may do to help kind of build up his confidence and keep him moving in the right direction versus him, kind of becoming a cancer because maybe he's not getting some things that he wants early?
Well, I think the biggest that's a really good question, because I think that was one of the bigger adjustments I had to make as a coach. Is I come from a space where I'm leading men. Like my young guys, the young guys that I'm used to mentoring are 25. Like they're 23, 24, 25. And now you come back and you're mentoring 18-year-olds. And that's a completely different headspace that they're in, that they're going through stuff. And so I think it was just really important for me is I try to be as accessible as possible. I mean, I treat them, I tell people all the time, is some of these guys could have been my teammates if I was still playing.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I try to come from it from that aspect. Like if I was your OG, your vet on your team, how would I handle this situation? And it seems to work for me and my players. We seem to have a great relationship, and they know there ain't much. I think the hardest thing for them to realize is it ain't much that they've been through that I ain't gone through.
Right.
I mean, we've seen some stuff 9 years overseas that we've seen a lot.
Right.
So I try to, no matter what the situation is, you try to get them to understand that there's just not, I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to help you get through whatever it is that you're getting through, whether it's you not playing. Okay, you're not playing. Instead of looking on Instagram and seeing all these highlight tapes, let's focus on how I'm going to get you on the court. And how I'm going to get you on the court, bro, is I need you to be a fearless defender. I need you to be like, all right, I want to go guard the player of the year candidate. I'll guard anybody. Just put me out there.
Yeah.
And then once you're on the court, we can work on keeping you out there. But the most important thing is being able to get on the court, being able to, a lot of kids, they only see the end result. They see all these Instagrams, they see everything, and they think they think that's real life. And it's just not. Like,
right.
It's just not real life, man.
Right.
So, I think that's just something in our program, and Casey talks about it all the time, is he wants to maximize what you do well. So if you're a shooter, I want you to maximize that, and we'll work on everything else, bro. And so that's kind of our philosophy is just master what your craft is. If we brought you here to shoot, I want you to have all the confidence, and Casey gives them all the leeway in the world to have that confidence.
I'm telling you like this, bro. Coach, you listen to the podcast. You got to listen to the podcast because you sound like you are just regurgitating a lot of the things that we've said over the 115 episodes that we had so far of the podcast, because we tell guys all the time. We just had an opportunity this week to sit down inside the player circle with 2025 guard over at Huntsville High, Simon Walker, right? And when we talked to him, And we asked him about it, and he said that, when he jumped on the scene, he was known as a shooter, and he wanted to show people that he was much more than that. And I said, that's great. You always want to expand your game and do more. However, spot-up shooters get paid a whole lot of money on the highest level, right? So if you can shoot the basketball, do that. And that was one of the messages that we wanted to put out. And it was refreshing to hear someone who's on that level actually say it. And then something else you said that I want to touch on is young guys coming into the program, how to get on the court, right? If you are fortunate enough to get inside of a program, to get recruited, get signed, get an offer, get signed, how do you get on the court? And me and Chill will say all the time, the most important stat for a freshman is MPG. Right? If you can get on the court, like you said, we can work around everything else. So kind of jump back to that. For a young guy, like you said, we say minutes per game is the most important. You kind of touched on it. What is it that he needs to do outside of being a great defender, some things off the court and getting in tune with the program that they can do to make it?
Well, I think especially, I'll give you an example. How about this? Win Miller, right? Mm-hmm. Is we had to talk with Win, and he's an ultra competitive kid. I love the kid, and we're in the process now of looking through, like we had a whole summer looking through what we can take out of his game that maybe he did in high school, and what we can maximize that he does well, right? And that will get him on the floor. And I just try to simplify it so that when you're a freshman and you're coming in, you just have so much going on, right? Like you have classes, you have this new lifestyle that you have to get through. You have lifting, you have recovery, you have girlfriends, you have and then on top of that, you have the court where you're learning a new offense. You may be put in situations you've never been in. And so for me, I think it's important for us to just strip away some stuff and just really master the simple, like simplify it. Okay. Like boom, you see the floor really well in pick and roll. Let's focus on that first. Let's master that. And I think if you take away just some of the stuff that they think that they have to do, it just gives them something to focus on that they can lock in on. And then throughout the year, as the season gets closer, we add. But I think our philosophy is, and I also tell kids, I said, give yourself, especially with like somebody like Win, who's just so competitive, is give yourself time to grow, right? Like give yourself time to mess up. We got time to fix it. We got time to put it together. Like you having a bad day here is not, oh, I'm never going to play. Like we didn't bring you here not to play. Like we brought you here because we thought we know that you can help the team. So it's okay for you to learn and grow. And now people just think it's supposed to happen overnight. Like I'm supposed to be here. Nah, like there's some real growing pains behind this, man. Like especially as a point guard. Like we're not just putting them out there and say, hey, go score a bucket.
And then a freshman point guard at that.
A freshman point guard at a top 100 program in the country. Like we do this. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we win games. We win 20 games. Daggum near religiously. Like so. Like it's not an easy. That's not an easy thing for you to just come in and be the man. Yeah. I mean, our guys that we got coming back that everybody in the country wanted, they had growing pains. Cade Tyson, Jacoby Gillespie, like they had these guys that are real deal players that NBA teams are coming to watch. They had their growing pains. What makes you think you're not gonna have those same issues, bro? So,
and then you gonna come in and get over that guy. You know what I'm saying? These like it's so tough, man. It's a tough atmosphere that these guys have to navigate, man. Right? And
absolutely.
Like we mentioned earlier, hell, you're not getting recruited like you used to, right? Like and now you got Javon Quinterly, 25 years old. The other guy in Memphis, 24 years old. Like, these guys are older guys, and they need to leave college. It's just my opinion, man. We need to get them up out of there.
Yeah. But he's giving a lot of great information, though, man. He's giving a lot of great information, and I hope that players and parents are sitting back, and I've called him twice in this interview, but I hope they're sitting back listening to what you're saying, because I think one piece of the puzzle that parents and players need to look at is, especially during recruiting, or even if the kid is on campus, the negative dinner table talk. Understanding that the conversations that we as parents have with our kids who are playing on that level, and when your kids are venting to you, hey, like you said we're getting guys on campus and we're stripping them down of some things. So that means they've came onto campus and they had things in their games that they think have made them successful, but now you're here at this level. We don't really need you to do that right now.
Right.
So the player has to make that adjustment. So just kind of speak to the parents a little bit about how they need to approach their athlete in the recruiting process and when they're on campus if things aren't going their way.
Well, I think it's just very important. Well, one is that's why I think it's important when I said earlier, like we recruit the family. We recruit the family. I mean, we recruit the parents just as hard as we recruit the kid because we want to know when those hard times that will happen come, what are they hearing? You know, like from the people who raised them, from the people who they trust they trust more than anything in this world. So I think, and that's part of us to have a clear and open communication with the parents. You know, all my guys' parents have my number. So, you know, at any point we can always have an honest and open conversation, you know? And so, you know, it's tough. Everybody wants to see their kids succeed.
Right.
But everybody's, you know, I had to learn this a long time ago. Everybody's race is different. You know, I came out with DeMarcus Cousins, Jordan Swing, Eric Bledsoe, Christian Wofford. You know, I was Mr. Basketball over all of them, but DeMarcus Cousins is a 8-time whatever he is, and E. Bledsoe is who he is, and Swing is who he is. So, you know, my understanding that everybody's race is different, and it don't matter how you get to the finish line. You know what I'm saying? It's about getting there and providing something and having an experience. And I never tell a kid that they're not going to play professional. I don't know that. I can't see the future. But what my job is to prepare you for, and you know, and y'all guys know this, life is hard, bro. Life is hard, man. So like these lessons that you learn fighting through adversity, if you're not playing, like not giving up, pushing through, and then you get into the other side and accomplishing something, that's life, bro. That's when you got a family and you got bills, like that's
preach.
Like a lot those lessons where coach was on you and you pushed through and found a way, those are gonna get you there.
Yeah.
And so you know, I think we have definitely marked kids off because of their parents. Great players, but that's just not something, you know, that's not something that we want to deal with and have to deal with. And especially in this portal area where, okay, I didn't play, I'm leaving. Like, well, you had a 4-year senior ahead of you. I'm confused as to what you thought. You know, we didn't lie to you in this.
Y'all, hey, listen, y'all got a lot of parallels. Both of y'all Mr. Basketball in the state. Both of y'all played 9 years overseas.
Yes, sir.
Like this is y'all got some parallels going on right now, and you're sounding a lot like this guy to me right now, right? Because it's a lot of parents that they play their child out of an opportunity, right? They play their child out of a scholarship because we just had a conversation this week on the podcast about parents being in the way and how soft kids are nowadays because they're not allowed to go through adversity because their parents are always there to intervene when things get hard, right? When it's a dad in the gym sitting in the corner and then he got his trainer over here now, but he in the session getting cooked and now the trainer and the parent and the dad want to intervene because the son getting cooked, right? So it's a lot of things that they do in order to mess themselves up, and I'm glad we were able to touch on that in this conversation. But hey, listen, Coach, I can sit here another hour, right? Because I probably got 25 more questions to ask. But I understand you got, you know what I'm saying, you got to hit that road, right? We doing this on a Saturday morning, but the line of communication is open, and we definitely, I promise you, definitely are going to do this again, man. So, Coach, I just want to say thank you. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you working this out with me. I know we be moving a lot. We got our own studio, right? We inside of here, so we
big time, man.
Hey, man, we trying, man. We moving on up the ladder. We the Jeffersons. You feel me? So, like, we I appreciate it. We're gonna do this again, man. Is there anything you wanna? I know you got gems, man. You've been through a lot. You've seen a lot. Is there a gem that you want to leave with our young guys or our parents to understand what it takes to reach the level that you currently coach at?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I think in this day and age, I think the main thing that people need to do is run their own race. Run your own race, bro. Don't always compare yourself to the next man. You focus on what's in your lane, and then I promise you, if you do what you're supposed to do and you work your tail off and you keep God first and you keep the right people around you, it'll work out just how it's supposed to work out. It'll work out just how, and you'll start to see these people who claim to have it all or seem to have it all, they'll start falling off. I mean, we've seen a lot of guys that were supposed to be better than me didn't do it.
Right.
Never made it. So, and I was blessed enough to have my dad and my parents in my life and other people in my life that just kept me focused on my race.
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
And now I'm here. I'm helping other kids, giving them hope, giving them a chance, and I think that's what this whole thing is supposed to be about.
Right.
So,
Right.
That's
it, man.
Hopefully they'll do that for somebody else.
That's dope, man. Hey, Coach, like again, man, appreciate you taking out time on this Saturday morning to chill out with the fellas right here on Coach's Corner on Eyeball Radio and eyeballradio.com. Until next time, Coach, we'll get with you very, very, very soon.
All right, boys. See you later.
All right.
Peace, Coach.
There he is, man. Coach Kerron Johnson, Belmont University. Chill. It don't get much better than that.
Hey, man, what more can you ask for on a platform?
Come on, man.
What more can you ask for on a platform? Because, like I said, as we're moving along and going, we're giving you the blueprint. We've given you JUCO. We've given you D2. We've given you Division I. We've given you
head coach, assistant
coaches, assistant coaches. Like, we've given you the entire gamut, and it's just going to continue to grow. But it's important that you guys really sit down and listen to the entire interview of some of these things,
right,
and pull out the gems that apply to you.
Right. Because we went a lot of places, right? We went a lot of places, and we allowed him to carry you in some direction. So a lot of that, some of y'all might be lottery guys, right, who have a bunch of opportunities, right? Some of you are fringe lottery guys who are looking for a better opportunity. And some of you guys have no opportunity at all. But he spoke to every single one of y'all in this interview.
And he talked about running your own race. He's talking about being able to get to the next level, period. And then the way the college landscape is going now, you can either play yourself in or out of an opportunity. Man.
Come on, man.
That's huge.
That's huge, man. Like I say, man, whatever the platform is doing.
Hey, baby. Hey, nobody, baby.
Who else can do it like we do it, man?
Listen.
And listen, we said it at the same time, so we really want y'all to do it.
Right.
Listen. We got so much more on the way.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, boy, yeah.
If y'all only knew. Because y'all just heard that. Me and him been going back and forth for, like, okay, y'all know, we tell y'all all the time, we super plugged in. We talk to coaches on a day-to-day basis. But over the last 2 weeks or so, me and him been chopping it up to get how we gonna get this thing going, and we finally got it kicked off today. And we got more on the way, man. I got so many coaches in the stable that I'm setting up dates and times with, man, and we gonna drop these on y'all head. And y'all just listen, like Chill Will just said, man, go in and listen to the entire interview.
Yeah.
Go to the Eyeball Radio YouTube page if you don't like listening, or you can just go to Little IBALL podcast, wherever you get your podcast, and stream it. It will be on our streaming site. But listen, y'all asked for us to do something different. We're doing something different.
Yeah.
Here it is. We on YouTube now. So now you can go watch the whole interview.
Hey, man, see these coaches, man, kind of listen to what they have going on and just kind of figure out how you're going to navigate this process. But more than anything, man, young players, man.
Talk to them, Chill.
This is an opportunity.
Talk to them, Chill.
And when we talk about life, opportunities are slim to none a lot of times. But right now, there's lightning in the bottle right now with this Eyeball podcast. So, man, type in, listen to all this information, and get this information, suck it up, and go be great, man.
Go be great, man, because like we try to tell y'all, be extraordinary.
Yeah.
Right? Be extraordinary.
Yeah.
Don't try to be normal. And stay rocking with us, man, because we said we were gonna do it for the state of Alabama.
Oh, we gonna do it.
We gonna do it. Whether y'all listen,
keep putting on.
Whether y'all listen or not, we gonna keep putting on for our state.
And if you don't see by now,
we the plug. We the plug. like we always tell y'all that, but I'm sure y'all don't believe us.
Yeah.
Now you can see.
We the plug.
We the plug.
Yeah.
Because once y'all see these other ones we got coming down the pipeline, you're gonna be like, oh my God, these dudes are the plug.
Yeah.
Right? Can you see who we already had?
All levels, man.
Come on, man. All
levels,
over
the country too now.
Man, we got some, but these are some of the best assistant coaches. Listen, we had Coach Willie Watson from Kennesaw. Right. We heard that. We had Coach Levitt from Bama State. We had Coach Houston from Alabama. I'm just naming.
But these are kids, and we're talking to programs that have Alabama kids.
Right.
Now we will talk to some programs that don't, but you got to understand. These programs are connected to Alabama kids, so
they're recruiting our kids, bro.
There are things that are happening out there, y'all.
Right? They are these coaches that would. Okay, want me to tell them?
What's that?
We plan this out because we go get coaches that recruit our guys. We're not talking to guys that are in the West Coast who never reach out to any of our guys in the state of Alabama. What's the purpose? I want to talk to a coach who's going to actually be in our area to recruit you guys.
Yeah, but don't get it twisted. The West Coast is here.
Oh, well, we get calls from the West Coast because
the West Coast is here.
Well, I almost slipped out some information,
yeah,
B.
man.
Ooh, I almost slipped.
Yeah. But the West Coast is here. That's what I'm telling you. Like, it's all levels.
I almost talked about some O's.
Yeah.
I almost did. Oops.
I don't know how you did that.
I don't know how I did that, boy. Got excited.
But we are on the West Coast.
We on the West Coast.
You know, it's all levels. So
hey,
this game is global.
You want to? All right. 9 times out of 10, our next coach gonna be from the West Coast. But he's recruiting our state. That's why we're gonna talk to him.
And that's what it is.
That's what it is.
We are putting on for the state of Alabama. We're creating opportunities for the state of Alabama. Now, you guys are just as important as us.
Right.
You got to be good as advertised. But when our phone rings,
you better.
When our phone rings, there is a list of names that we pop off.
Yeah. I'm.
Yeah.
Like
It's real.
It's real, cuz. Like, it's real.
Yeah.
So, cuz, hey, I can tell y'all one name this guy's gonna say when his phone rings and they ask him who I need to look at. I'm gonna tell you who I think the first person you're gonna say. You can tell me if I'm wrong or not.
I'm gonna say, D.
A.D. Woolley.
Hey, man. Woolley was my guy.
That was your guy for the summer.
Man, when I put eyes on him and anybody called my phone.
I told y'all, if anybody called his phone, he was telling them, A.D. Woolley.
And he's off the board.
No, he's not.
He's not off the board.
No, I had to do some deep diving. Yeah. He just went to Kennesaw the other day.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he was at Kennesaw yesterday.
But there are several names, man. You know, that's what it's all about, man. So
yeah, several names. We putting y'all on, and y'all your name is being mentioned in rooms you're not in.
That's why we like seeing you in camp situations.
That's why you got to pull up.
Yeah, that's why we like seeing you in your high school team situation.
You got to show up.
And the platform is formed. Continue to move forward, and we're gonna run it back this year. You'll see us in practices.
Yeah,
because we want to see that.
Yeah.
Because we need to be able to answer those questions. Coach just said that.
Right.
We want to know what the family's like, what they're like in practice, when they're with their team, when they're with the AAU team.
Come on, man.
So we'll be pulling up into some practices, making sure that we see what we want to see out of guys when we're on the telephone.
Right. Man. Man, it don't get no better than that, man.
Yes, sir.
But we're gonna get up out of here, man. For this episode of Coach's Corner with Coach Kerron Johnson from Belmont University. Great conversation, man. Can't wait for y'all to tap in, man. And make sure you tap in, man. Go follow us. Oh, chill. I'm gonna let you. Let's go and do our social media. You want to get to them?
Hey, man, you can find me on IG at Coach B334 on my business page, Little IBALL Properties, and Brian Williams _SR for all your real estate needs. If you want to get some real estate,
yeah, you want to buy something.
I mean, you can jump on like that, and then you can catch me on Facebook on Brian Williams Senior, and you can catch me on X at Coach B334. I got to get threads and all that stuff. Yeah. I'm a little late, but go ahead.
Yeah, you can go knock it out. You'll be in 100 million.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Right. But y'all already know, man. iBallRadio.com across all platforms, man. That's little IBALL Radio across all platforms. You can also find me at _Real Talk Tees across all platforms. You can also find me at eyeball_TDB across all platforms. But more importantly, man, go check out the Eyeball Radio YouTube page. Go click subscribe. Go comment. Go share. Go hit the notification bell so you can get an update whenever we drop some content. And last things last, go to eyeballradio.com and guardyourman.org. See what all the fellas got going on, because we got a lot popping. Until next time, man, you guys No, until next time, go.
Last name Chill. Last name Will. First name Chill. Move with a purpose.
And y'all already know. They call me coach because I teach you how to ball. We out.
Peace.
You just experienced Coach's Corner on the Eyeball Radio YouTube page and eyeballradio.com.